Alright, we got this guy, Max Lauren. He says, hey, if you could help me, friend, I'm doing a campaign, and I just wanted to make a skeleton warrior that can defend. I watched your videos, and then tried mirroring the model and copying animations from a footman to skeleton. The animations are very bad. When I viewed it, I don't know how to change the animations. Anyway, thank you up front. I learned so much from you. Alright, great. So what I have here is old version of Matrix Eater. This is the one that's on the internet, so we're just going to use that. Everybody has that. So, let's get ourselves... The bandit is the footman animations, but it's already mirrored for you, right? So if we just get, like, village, we just click on bandit. Alright, I guess you can't see it in there. We're going to go in here, we're going to get it in village. This is the bandit. So they've already switched his weapon to his right hand, but the bandit has stand defend from the footman. What's really funny in the bandit, if you're interested, the bandit's left arm is called right arm because he actually uses the footman animations mirrored as we can do here. So it's already done for us, but you still have this that, just like if you mirrored a footman, the names are wrong in the bandit because Blizzard mirrored a footman, right? So we'll keep that in mind. But what we have here is a mirrored footman animation set. So we're going to use that. We're going to put that in a skeleton warrior. I don't know why this didn't work for him. If it doesn't work for me, which I don't know if it will, we'll figure it out and we'll fix it. Shouldn't be very hard. So let's see. Here's a skeleton warrior. We're gonna make you defend, Mr. Skeleton. All right. Let's see. We got walk, attack, death. So here's one of the tricks with the skeleton warrior, right? There are two skeleton warriors, right? There's the skeleton warrior himself. And then there's the one when he dies. You can see there's a hole in his shield, right? It's not even the same guy when he dies. It's a separate model. So you'll see that here. The skeleton warrior has two models in one. It's the same as like the druids, the morph, right? He's got two different skeletons. One of them is all in pieces, so he can fall apart. And the other one is not. So we don't care at all about this one who's all in pieces. So what we want to do is do everything in our power to pretend that that guy doesn't exist. So we just want to care about 1 and 2. That's what we're going to do. So we got 1 and 2. Now let's run an import from our workspace, from our bandit, who's already a flipped footman. Good. What do we want from the bandit? We don't want the dead body. We don't care about that. We'll let the skeleton keep dying in the same way. What we're going to do is we're just going to take stand defend, we're going to take walk defend, we're going to take attack defend, because that should be all we care about. Matrices. So actually we don't want any of this bandit mesh. We'll just leave all on that. No bandit mesh, and we probably don't even want any of these bandit sound effects. There really aren't any sound effects during defend. When a unit plays that whoosh from defend from getting attacked, that's in the ability code in the game. So we don't need any sound effects. So here's the key. This is everything for us. We want to just go to right here in bones. And we want to make sure we get this mapped onto the skeleton as well as possible. So we gotta find the bandit's hips, which looks like that's pelvis. We also gotta see, do we have helper node stuff going on? Alright, I'm gonna click do not import on hips. So the pelvis here actually, there's a significant difference. The bandit is an older style model. The older style models have 2 layers. They have the bones layer, and then they have the helper layer beneath that. The skeleton looks like it's not the same. It's a sort of newer style where it's a newer style. What you have in the newer style is these components are animated directly, and they don't link onto something else. So all that means is that we're going to be taking the bandit's helpers and we'll be mapping them onto the skeleton's bones. So that should be pretty simple. And anything that's named death, whatever, we're going to completely ignore because we want to pretend the death thing isn't there. So all the death stuff isn't there. Looks like the skeleton has bone pelvis, so we'll map pelvis onto that. Leg 1 left, if you can imagine, would be sort of the upper leg of the skeleton. So let's try that. Upper leg of the skeleton. Let's see, leg 2, leg 1. Oh, he has the bones. Wait, maybe I'm not correct here. I was thinking that he did not have the second layer. But he does. It's just that it already mapped. Okay, the Matrix Eater already figured it out for us. He does have the second layer. Alright, I take it back. Both of these models are the same style. This is going to make this really easy. So we're just going to go, all of these helpers, we're going to do motion from existing, and then everything in bones we're going to just discard, do not import. So bone root will map to root, pelvis to pelvis, leg to leg. And here's where it gets tricky, because the legs are flipped, which is horrible, right? So leg right is going to go to leg left, and leg left is going to go, should be opened up leg right, because we changed leg right. So I'm this control click, I can unselect leg 2, that allows leg 2R to hook to leg 2L, because we have to just flip all these legs, and then we'll have to flip all the arms, just the same. So leg 2L and leg 2R are now flipped. Now we're going to flip the feet. So foot right will flip and foot left will flip. So foot right will be left and left will be right. Chest should be the same. Now we just have to do the arms. So that, we'll go up here, we'll find it. Arm 1 is now linked to nothing. So I'll go to arm 1L and I'll link it to the right, and then I'll link the right to the left. Arm 2R, we'll unlink, and we'll link arm 2L to arm 2R, arm 2R to arm 2L. This is the stupid thing. There's a misnaming that hand R is named hand R, and it shouldn't be. It's actually hand L in the footman, which is named R, which is mirrored back to R. So now it is R. So we'll just line it up. We'll just stick it to the right hand. This has the problem that I'm not sure the skeleton is going to have a right hand node for us to link to. It looks like he's simpler than that. There's low arm. Box 65. So that gets into where we want to ask ourselves, if you look at this guy and you look at his right hand, it should be this thing, right? That's a part of his right hand. You can ask the code, what is that hooked to? It's hooked to arm low R. That's good to know. So what we want to probably do is find arm low R, and then we also want to know what is arm low R linked to. So if we use this display parent names, we can kind of hack a little bit. We can see that arm low R is hooked to arm 2 right, that there isn't actually a hand node. So let's go ahead and transfer our information into arm low R from this hand helper node. So this is going a helper to a bone, but that's probably okay. So that ought to bring our animation data, but the guy online said it didn't work. He might be totally right. It might be very true that this doesn't work. So we're going to give it a shot. Now, one thing we're going to do is we're going to say, remember, Geoset 3, 4, and 5 are the exploding skeleton when it dies. It's a separate alternate skeleton. So we're going to set all of them to be not visible, right? We'll discard all that. So we just have Geoset 1 and 2, and they should be inheriting these animations if we can find similarity with the animations, which we'll see about. I guess we could also hook up the visibilities, right? That the attachments, if they were ever to be invisible, I don't think they would be invisible, but if they were ever invisible, we'll just inherit similar attachment visibility information. It's kind of like, why not? Alright, great. Let's try running it. So we think this won't work. Based on what the guy online said, this won't work. But we'll call this defending skeleton, and we're gonna do the research. We're gonna see why it doesn't work. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have the defending skeleton. We're gonna go to models over here. Defending skeleton. I'm pretty sure I saved it as defending skeleton. Yeah, we did. All right, cool. It's right there. So let's get our defending skeleton. Let's go ahead and put him in this map. We'll get a skeleton warrior. And we'll get defending skeleton. All right. So first off, we can see the model looks good with a lot of the original animations. It does look like defend is copied in decently, although it kind of looks like he's hitting with the flat side of his sword. That's not so good. But I mean, I guess it's kind of worse. There's birth. There's death. Stand. Stand 2. Stand. Defend. So he's kind of got. He's a little bit of an awkward shape, but I mean, you can tell. You can kind of tell he's defending. It's just a little weird looking. So you got a couple options with that. You got walk defend, and we do have attack defend. So I mean, you could probably use that. Here's what we'll do. We'll call this the defending skeleton, and let's look at it in the game. I'm actually curious like if it looks good or bad. So we're gonna get defend. We're gonna make a copy that doesn't require anything, so we can just use it all we want. We're gonna give it to our skeleton, so we can kind of take a look at that. All right, skeleton. We'll put a couple of you down. Custom skeleton. Bing, 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 bing. All right, great. Let's kick the game off and see what does the skeleton really look like. You know, get a feel like what does it really look like when he's defending in there. Do we like it? Do we not like it? Obviously, you want to put a portrait in this guy too, probably. So that kind of looks like a defending skeleton, actually. I mean, I would probably use that if that was me. You could tweak it a little bit, right? Because it definitely seems like when he's attacking, it's maybe a little bit of an awkward animation. But I think we'll end the video here, and we'll see. Maybe, you know, I might hear more from Max Lauren if it turns out that he wants more than this. But I think this is probably the result I'd be going for if I was just making a map, you know, having some fun, and I needed a defending skeleton. I'd probably do something like that. So I hope that's helped you today. I hope that was a good tutorial as far as what you would do if you want to make your skeleton defend. And yeah, I hope you have a good day.